Welcome to Math with Mr. J. In this video, I'm going to cover how to find elapsed time using a number line. Now remember, elapsed time is the amount of time that passes from the start of an event to the end. Basically, elapsed time is how much time something takes. Let's jump into our examples, starting with number 1, where we have Kevin and his friends started a movie at 6:30 p.m. The movie ended at 8:10 p.m. How long was the movie? Now, when it comes to elapsed time, we always have a start time, an end time, and then the elapsed time. Depending on the situation, we may need to figure out the start time, end time, or elapsed time. Here, we are given the start time, 6:30 p.m. We're also given the end time, 8:10 p.m. We need to figure out the elapsed time, how long the movie was. Let's use the number line to help us figure this out. We always put our start time on the left, so 6:30, and then the end time goes on the right, so 8:10. The space between the start time and the end time is the elapsed time. This is what we need to figure out. Now we need to work from the start time to the end time. So how do we go from 6:30 to 8:10? Now, can we count by 1 minute to go from 6:30 to 8:10? Sure, we could, but that's going to take a long time. Could we count by 5 minutes or even 10 minutes? Sure, we could do that as well. And both of those options are better than counting by 1 minute, but we have a better option to start off with. 6:30 to 8:10 is more than 1 hour. So let's start by moving ahead 1 hour from 6:30. Let's make a 1 hour jump from 6:30. So 1 hour here, and that will bring us to 7:30. That 1 hour jump gets us much closer to our end time while keeping our work simple. Now from 7:30, we need to work to 8:10. Can we make another hour jump? Well, a 1 hour jump from 7:30 brings us to 8:30, which is past our end time. So an hour is too much. We need to use minutes now since we are less than an hour from our end time. Since we're at 7:30, let's use a 30-minute jump to bring us to 8 o'clock. Looking to jump and hit exact hours, so 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and so on, is a helpful strategy. This gives us easier times to work with and can set us up for bigger jumps on the number line. So now we're at 8 o'clock. All we need to do is get to 8:10 now. That's going to be a 10-minute jump. We need to go ahead 10 minutes here, and that brings us to our end time of 8:10. Now we need to add up all of those jumps to find the total elapsed time. We have 1 hour plus 30 minutes plus 10 minutes. 1 hour plus 30 minutes gives us 1 hour and 30 minutes plus 10 minutes gives us 1 hour and 40 minutes. And that's our elapsed time. So 1 hour and 40 minutes. Now, before moving on to number 2, I do want to mention there are different strategies and ways to think through these. So there's not just one right way. For example, let's clear the minutes here. So I left that hour jump from 6:30 to 7:30, and now we need to go from 7:30 to 8:10. So for example, another strategy here, could we make 10-minute jumps? Absolutely. So let's make a 10-minute jump from 7:30. That gets us to 7:40. Another 10 minutes gets us to 7:50. Another 10 minutes gets us to 8 o'clock. And then our last 10-minute jump gets us to 8:10. So we have 1 hour plus 10 minutes plus 10 minutes plus 10 minutes plus 10 minutes, which gives us our elapsed time of 1 hour and 40 minutes. So a different strategy there, but the same result. We get the correct elapsed time either way, and that's what's important. Let's try another example and move on to number 2. Taking a look at number 2, we have Jessie's flight took off at 7:15 a.m. Her flight landed at 11:40 a.m. How long was her flight? So Jessie's flight took off or started at 7:15 a.m. So that's our start time. And then the flight landed or ended at 11:40 a.m. So that's our end time. Let's figure out the elapsed time here, how long the flight was. We'll start with the start time and end time on the number line. So 7:15 and 11:40. Now let's make our way from 7:15 to 11:40. We'll start with a 1 hour jump and go from there. So 1 hour from 7:15 brings us to 8:15. Now going from 8:15, can we make another hour jump without going past our end time? Well, another hour will only bring us to 9:15. So that will work. So let's make another hour jump here, and that brings us to 9:15. Another hour will bring us to 10:15. So that will work. So 1 hour, and now we're at 10:15. Another hour jump brings us to 11:15. So that will work as well. So we need another hour, so a 1 hour jump here, and that brings us to 11:15. And we still haven't gotten to that end time. So we're at 11:15. Can we make another hour jump? Well, 1 hour ahead of 11:15 is 12:15, which is too far. That's past our end time. So we can't do another hour. We need to use minutes now. And again, there are different strategies here. Use what works best for you. Now, one strategy I like using is looking for jumps to half past an hour. So 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, and so on. This is just like using the exact hours. But again, we're looking at half past an hour. This gives us easier times to work with and can set us up for bigger jumps on the number line. So we can make a nice 15-minute jump here to hit 11:30. So if we go ahead 15 minutes, that will bring us to 11:30. Now we need to go from 11:30 to 11:40. That's going to be 10 more minutes. So we need a 10-minute jump. So a 10-minute jump here, and we hit that end time of 11:40. Now we need to add everything up for the total elapsed time. So 1 hour plus 1 hour is 2 hours, plus 1 hour is 3 hours, plus 1 hour is 4 hours, plus 15 minutes is 4 hours and 15 minutes, plus 10 minutes is 4 hours and 25 minutes. So our elapsed time is 4 hours and 25 minutes. That's how long Jessie's flight was. So there you have it. There's how to find elapsed time using a number line. I hope that helped. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace.